yeah, 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 yeah. Like, swords up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Swords up, throw it 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 up. Hey, throw them swords up, throw them swords up. Where you at? Where you at? Throw them up, throw them up. Avengers, where you at? Where you at? Throw them up, then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice, then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice. Dani in the house, in the house, in the house. Avengers in the house, in the house, in the house, in the house. Swords up, turn up, turn up. Let's get messy, let's get nosy, let's go. Give him the tea, give him the news, give him the biz, give him the mess, the mess, the mess, the mess, the mess. Swords up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Swords up, throw it 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 up. Hey, throw them swords up. Where you at? Where you at? Throw them up, throw them up. Avengers, where you at? Where you at? Throw them up, then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice, then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice. Who gon' check me? I'm playing chess. You playing checkers. Checkmate. Next caller. Swords up. Up. I don't like it. Can't stand you. If it's up, then it's stuck. It's stuck. Swords up. Up. You're mad. They mad. You're pressed. They pressed. Got your bother. They bother. Got your trigger. They trigger. Swords up. Throw it up. Throw it up. Swords up. Throw it up. Throw it up. Hey, throw them swords up. Where you at? Where you at? Throw them up. Avengers, where you at? Where you at? Throw them up. Then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice, then slice and dice, then slice and dice, then slice, dice. Let's go. Start the show. Symbol. We in chill. Let's go. Avengers, assemble. Lights, camera, action. We ready. Stay ready. Swords up. Throw it up. Swords up. Throw it up. Hey, throw them swords up. Where you at? Throw them up. Avengers, where you at? Throw them up, then slice.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing on this late night? Oh, let me get some shout outs real quick. Let's see who's in the building. Sweet baby Jesus is here. The Queen Khadijah. Let's see, D Slade Bright is in the building. Let's see, K Sam Card. And let's see, Ingrid. Let's see, Sue is in the building. D Slade, minding my business, being nosy. I meant to go live over here. I did not mean to go live on my main channel, so I deleted it after I realized I was on the wrong one. Okay, so it's nothing wrong. I just didn't want to go live over there tonight. I wanted to go live over here because I don't use this channel and it's a ghost town over here. And I need to make sure I have to use all my channels, so they all have to be active. Let's see, D Slay is in the building. Let's see, Taiki Ingrid is here. Miss T is in the building. Kaylon the Love is here. Let's see, Lexi Wright is in the building. And who else is in the building? OG Tan Baby is here. Matt is here, Miss T, and Gail Name is in the building. Hello, hello, hello. And let's see, I'm Dizzy in the building. Roxanne, where you been at? Oh, yeah. Make sure y'all check out Roxanne's Ladies Lounge. She has her own channel. So make sure you check out her channel. And remember, even though we're over here, I still need you to support my channel for free. Just by what? Hit that like to support my channel. Over here on this backup. Let's see here. Yeah, so hit that like. So let's go ahead and get these updates out the way, because tomorrow I plan on being on Dani, Montana. So I want to make sure I just give these updates that I have already started. Y'all know once I start something, I want to actually, make sure I follow up every now and then on it. So we all know that there was a petition to have the Kim Porter book removed because Chris Todd is a fraud. Chris Todd is a fraud. He's a fraud, okay? Kim Porter did not write that memoir. She did not write that stuff. That's not her words. Now, I believe that Chris Todd, whose real name is actually Todd Christopher Guzzi, that he actually took stuff from vlogs and movies and interviews and just combined all of it. So he did his research on certain things and then he combined it into some sort of book. And he was pretending like it came from Kim based on the movies, the rumors, the blogs, everything that has been put out here about Kim Porter, Biggie, Tupac, everybody. So he put all of that into a book, all the rumors, speculations, gossip, and then he also put his own spin on it, make it into some sort of novella, Tubi kind of feature film. And one day I actually want to go over Kim Porter's videos, because if I go over Kim Porter's videos, her interviews, and you actually listen to Kim Porter's voice, her vernacular, her speech pattern, her thought processes, like as far as like what she actually vocalizes and verbalizes. I'm not talking about like what she doesn't speak. Of course, you cannot see somebody's thoughts. You would know at that point that she did not write that book. Also, if you have ever read diary, like the Diary of Anne Frank, if you actually even listened to the other day when I played Kareem Steffen's book, her audio book, how detailed, elaborate it is, how much feeling and thought is put into it, and how much emotion is put into it, until the point where it's a well-rounded person that experiences all sorts of emotions on different days. And the book is not written like a diary or memoir. It's like a matter of fact, like somebody just telling the story and not actually living the story. There's a difference. Whenever you read a memoir or a diary, you can actually like feel like you're in that person's shoes, like you're in their mind, you're in their brain, you're into their decision making, you're into their shoes, to where you can actually feel those feelings or those thoughts and things. And when I read that, and number one, the chapters were so small. If you've ever written a diary or something, one day will usually take up a page, or at least a half a page or page. It will take up a page or so. So imagine someone keeping a diary throughout their whole life. So throughout their whole relationship, if they kept a diary throughout the whole relationship, like from the time she met Diddy to the time she left until the time she passed away, that would be an extensive diary. It will be way more than 60 pages. And even that wasn't really 6 pages. 60 pages was 59. Then some pages were kind of skipped, or half pages, because it would end the chapter. Like it would be chapter 9, then like a page, and then the next. It's like, no. And then most people were reading the book, and then they were reading it in one session and one live, and then the book was completely over. Meanwhile, Corinne Steffens, it took us a whole day. When I say whole day, a whole day just to get through her whole book. And of course, I had to give commentary on it because I have to make it like fair use. However, nevertheless, it still took us a whole day to get through that whole book. And in that book, people were in the chat and they can feel like some parts were relatable. They felt like it was detailed, elaborate. You can feel like the ups and downs of her life. And it wasn't like a chapter would be like one page. It was very much so different. And also, if you ever read The Diary of Anne Frank, how the concentration camps and Nazis and the Jews and all of that was going on. The Diary of Anne Frank, you can feel like you're in her shoes and in her situation, and like you're actually stuck there and hiding out, okay, from the Nazis and things. You're actually feeling like you're there. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what I was getting from the Kim Porter book. And one thing I really hate is when people are exploiting other people, especially when people are defenseless and they cannot. A chapter was like one page or so. Yeah. Now, if you are my members, I actually put the book up. For free. I mean, yeah. And I also read it as well. But yeah, I put the book up so people can actually see, because I know a lot of people out there. The book was $22. So I saved y'all some money by putting it up. And so I don't like exploitation, and I definitely don't like the exploitation of a Black woman, and especially a woman that cannot defend herself because she's no longer here. Now, I do want to hear what Kim Porter has to say, because Al B. Shore is saying that she does actually have some book notes, or she actually has notes, she's stuff that she kept. I would love to hear what she had to say. Okay, and I don't, from her own words. I don't want to hear a white man pretending to be a Black woman, regurgitating and parroting blogs and copying movies. Like, I could have promised, like, some of the stuff he was talking about Biggie and Tupac, I could have promised I saw that in a movie or a film or a biopic or something. Yeah, that's what it read like. And that's why my initial thought was, before I actually looked into this guy, my initial thought was that maybe so it was hearsay, like from friends or something, and it's friends hearsay. But then now, of course, later after looking into some stuff, he has no connection to the real friends or family or anything. So that's why I'm like, yeah, this is all the way fake. This is him. And then, of course, I looked into it. As I kept on looking more and more, I saw that this is what he does. He chases stories. He chases homicide stories. And then he puts his claws into it and tries to, make a profit off of it, and acts very territorial over the stuff. And then he also wants to make a movie. And sure enough, I was saying that a couple of days later, he did an interview with someone, Law and Crime Channel. And he surely said it. Oh, I want to. I'm shopping around to make this into a book or a movie. I mean, not a book, a series or a movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, I knew that's what his plan was. See, the first thing you need to do is write a book, and then you would shop around. Hey, this book has $1 million in sales. A lot of people are interested. If this can get $1 million in sales, I know it can get $1 million, way over $1 million in movie sales. And let's be honest, a lot of people probably would watch a Kim Porter movie. So he was looking at the big money. The money is in the movie. Yeah, so he was hoping like box office, movies, this and that. Now, what I want to tell y'all about Amazon, Amazon does not pay you right away, thankfully. Okay. So if you make money in September, which he said he made over $1 million in sales, and by the way, when he said $1 million in sales, that was days ago. So I'm sure that probably has increased. Okay, so how Amazon works is this: whatever you make in September, you will get 2 months later, like in 60 days. All right, it's not necessarily 60 days. It's like this: But it's like every other month you get paid on Amazon. So if you make money in September, you won't get that money or see that money until November. And the reason they do that, they want to make sure they account for fraud, people getting a refund, other issues that go on. And then if they were to pay you right away, they would lose that money if there turns out to be some fraud or scamming or something going on. However, if they hold the money for at least a certain period of time, it would allow other people to, get a refund, and then that refund will come out of your allotment or your money that you would have been receiving. So the good news is that he has not made a profit off of this as far as Amazon goes. Now, I don't know Barnes and Nobles and how they work for their platform and how they get paid. I just know about Amazon, how they pay. So luckily for us, he has not gotten paid yet for this book. Okay, I'm sure he's like, oh my God, slobbering and losing sleep, like thinking about that big paycheck. I mean, who wouldn't think about a big check like that? I mean, especially with little to no effort. That book took no effort. Like, I could have wrote that book in about 2 hours. Yeah, and some people believe it was written by AI and he just put information to AI and it was written by AI. I don't know about all that, but what I can say is that book took little to no effort, and for him to try to make a bag off of it, like $1 million, over $1 million, he was going to be looking for a nice payday and exploiting a Black woman's death, and also pandering. He did a lot of pandering. When I say pandering, he kept on saying, I don't know how many times he said African American. He did the same thing before when he was covering the Aaron Hernandez story. He kept on pandering to minorities, like, oh yeah, y'all taking advantage of the Latino and the Latin and the Black and the Asian community. He was just pandering. He said, and then this time he was like, yeah, the African Americans believe me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy, to be honest, right now that the book is down for now. But if you know, and you have been around at least the last week, we were mass reporting that book. We mass reported the book, and the same day we were mass reporting that book, the book went down. I don't know whoever is over here, but press 1 if you know exactly what I'm talking about, because there's not any people on my backup channel. But press 1 if you do know that the book was down for a while, and we were happy about it. And then, it wasn't available for purchase. The page was completely down. And then later on, the book came back up. So then we started reporting the book again. Now, and I will say this before people start to say anything about Albie Short. The book went down when we were reporting it, and that was way before Albie Short sent a cease and desist letter to the author. Because Albie Short just sent a cease and desist letter, but we have already been reporting the book, and when we reported the book went down the same day we reported it, and then a few days later, that's when we can look at the timeline, is when Albie Short sent out a cease and desist. Okay, and by the way, when he sent a cease and desist letter, it was actually to Amazon, I think the book author and Amazon. Now, the author of the book is not going to remove stuff himself. However, Amazon obviously probably would remove it, which is down now. However, we have to keep in mind that Barnes and Nobles and other companies also were posting the book. So as far as Barnes and Nobles goes, that's separate from Amazon. And since it's separate from Amazon, that's how I know that it's more than just the cease and desist letter that was sent to Amazon that caused this book to go down. I do believe it's our efforts as well, because we included Barnes and Nobles in our efforts. And I included on the list, we were going to email the distributor and the publisher. And the thing is, the distributor is actually in charge of where the book is kind of posted and distributed to. And the distributor said that they were going to reach out to the publisher and forward my email to the publisher. I'm going to show you the email. And tell them to remove the book. Okay. And that was days ago. Hold on. So yeah, I remember. So then the book went down, as you can see with the one, it went down and then it went back up, and that was a forward to cease and desist. So with that being said, I think it's a concerted effort. I think it's us also emailing, again, reporting, and also, of course, the cease and desist. So with that being said, it's public outrage as well. And combination. It doesn't matter why the book is down. The point is, the book is down for now. But I kept on telling everybody since the last time he was able to argue and fight and got the book back up, we still have to keep a watchful eye out and look out to make sure that the book doesn't go back up. Because last time I was happy that it was down, and then lo and behold, by the next day it was back up again. So I'm still going to be keeping an eye out. Well, let's go ahead and look at Al B. Sure's post and then get into the next thing. So Al B. Sure made this post on 2 days ago. So September 29, 2024 is when a cease and desist letter was sent to Amazon. Again, it was not sent to Barnes and Nobles. It was sent to Christopher Guzzi, who is not going to remove the book on his own, by the way. And it was also sent to Amazon. So here's the thing. It's not just a cease and desist, because he did not send this to Barnes and Nobles, which Barnes and Nobles also removed the book. That's why I said it's actually the publisher and the distributor who actually removed the book. And that's why I said that we come in, because we're the ones that actually contacted the distributor. Okay, y'all see what I'm saying? Because now it's not just down on Amazon, it's also down on what you call it, Barnes and Nobles. So let me go here real quick. So here is the first thing is the let me actually show y'all this real quick first. Let's look at this. And I have some interesting things about that other case as well.
For a person to date their ex's friends.
Hell, motherfucker, no.
Okay, so
especially if they ball players.
so that is breaking the what's known as the bro code. I mean, you should never date.
No, that's so dead wrong. Trifling, and more trifling.
Okay.
Go Grizzlies!
I like that. Anyways, you have a good night, Miss Porter. You guys.
And she was actually nicer than I would have been to some people asking her questions. There was always people stopping her, trying to get an interview, impromptu interview, ask her questions. She was actually be nice to people, child. And one time she was actually walking. Let me actually look at this one real quick. I'm gonna show y'all the one of her walking to the store.
Insider, she says she decided to end what she calls her on-again, off-again relationship. Kim Porter says she dumped Diddy.
I feel like
In a statement to the TV show The Insider, she says she decided to end what she calls her on-again, off-again relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. She says it was in the best interest of both them and their family. Earlier this week, Diddy announced that he and Porter, who began dating in the 90s, have split.
They could have at least.
The rap mogul and the model have a son and twin daughters who were just born last December. The couple broke up once before. Diddy dated Jennifer Lopez before he and Porter reconciled. Lori Neff, The Associated Press.
Porter, how's everything with you?
Great.
I know you got to be a proud mother.
I am.
I see Quincy, Christian, they all doing their thing.
Doing their thing, yes they are.
God bless.
Thank you.
I could see you, because there's a lot of shows going on as far as reality. We got Love and Hip Hop, New York, Hollywood, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You think there would be any way possible that we could do a show, Hip Hop Wives, like you, Kamora Lee, and maybe others? That'd be pretty cool, I think.
I think we got enough of those shows, don't you?
Well, we do. I think we do have enough of the shows, but I think if you were to do a show, it would show less righteousness. You know what I mean? Because when you see all these reality shows, like the Basketball Wives and stuff like that, the fighting and all that stuff. So
I'm telling y'all right now, she did not write that book. I listened to a lot of her, like her videos, interviews and things, just to see how she carries herself as far as how she speaks, how she interacts with people, her personality, and she did not write that. I'm telling y'all.
kind of think that gives a bad name for, women, right?
Absolutely. You're so right. Oh, watch yourself. I don't want you to trip over.
Yeah, we don't want you to trip.
Oh, no.
That's gonna be.
Just steal a little bit of your time. So what do you got going on right now, Kim, that we should know about?
A friend. Just having lunch with a friend, that's it.
So you got any...
Managing all these kids, family business.
No doubt. You take care, Kim. Always good to talk to you.
Thank God you said what you been up to? I was having lunch with some people tonight. Is it hot enough for you? Jesus. Oh wait, you guys used to be on a break. Yeah. Oh, you used to go That's so funny, see? Oh my God, that's so funny.
But yeah, there's another one I want to show you another day. But yeah, so overall, I don't think she wrote that book, and most people agree that they don't think she wrote that book. Okay, hold on. So let's go to this petition real quick. Okay, as you can see, this petition was started on September 26, 2024. So it was started on September 26, 2024. And it gave instructions to report the book on Amazon, to get a refund for Amazon, and to follow the instructions to, report the book on Barnes & Noble. And for those that actually... and also has to email Jeff at Amazon.com, and that's Jeff Bezos. Okay. So with that being said, those that actually signed the petition, you also got an email with updates. So every other day I would send an email update to for people to report the book or do something with the book or email something. So with that being said, the decision maker was Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Amazon.com, and then the distributor at the very bottom. That's the distributor, and how I found the distributor is obviously on the Barnes & Noble's page. It actually had information as to who the publisher distributor was. Okay, so then here is my actual email. Hold on. So here's my email. I pretty much wrote the distributor on September 26th, And I told them about Amazon and how Amazon had already removed the book. And then I also told them about how Barnes and Nobles, their policies, and how, you know, I already sent this, put this on my community tab on my main channel, the actual full email, and how the book kind of goes against their content policy on misrepresentation. And then I also included the book link to the Barnes and Nobles link right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on this link now. And now, as you can see, the book is no longer there. And you get this message right here. It says, sorry, we could not find what you're looking for. Please try another search or browse our recommendation below. So the book is no longer on Barnes and Nobles. And like I said, the cease and desist letter that Al B. Sure sent out was not for Barnes and Nobles. It was actually for Amazon. So I don't think he was considering that it's on other platforms as well. That's why I believe that it was actually our efforts as well, because it's also off Barnes and Nobles. And I sent the link to Barnes and Nobles to the distributor. At that time, I said Amazon has already removed this product. Now, I will tell you that the same day we started the petition and we are reporting it, mass reporting it, that same day the book was removed. So when I wrote them at that time at September 26th, it was off Amazon, okay? It was no longer eligible for purchase or on there. And then I got an automatic reply, and then it said they'll respond in 2 days. And then they did respond on September 27th, early in the morning. And they said, oh wait, I'm not even on that page. Hold on. They said, good morning, Danielle. Thank you for contacting Street Lib. It says, we just wrote to the publisher. So they said, we just wrote to the publisher. Can we forward your message for completeness? So they had already wrote the publisher and they said, can we forward your message for completeness? We will certainly freeze this title. Also responds to your message and in general to the discontent of readers. Thank you for writing to us, sharing your concerns. We will act immediately. I remain available for any further clarification, and I wish you a great day. Okay, and my message pretty much said, I am writing to express my concerns regarding the book titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side by Jamal Millwood, our real name Todd Guzzi, currently available on your platform. This book falsely claims to be written by the late Kim Porter based on alleged information from her personal hard drive. However, this is not true, and the content is not authentic, and is not an authentic memoir by Porter. The author's own admission that he could not verify the book's authenticity, along with the rejection of his claims by Kim Porter's family. So I was letting them know right there, it was rejected by Kim Porter's family. Indicates that this product is fraudulent. It misleads consumers into believing that it contains genuine material from Kim Porter when it does not. This misrepresentation is a clear violation of Barnes and Noble's content policy, particularly under misleading content and infringing material. Given that the product exploits the memory of a beloved public figure for profit, I believe it is in poor ethical standing and request it immediately be removed from your catalog. Allowing the continued sale of this book damages the trust consumers place in your platform and perpetuates the exploitation of Kim Porter's legacy. I urge you to act swiftly and remove this content to maintain the integrity of your bookstore, book link, and thank you for your attention to this matter. And that's when they said they send it to the publisher and they will freeze the title and stuff like that. Okay. That was on the 27th. Now let's go to Al B. Sure. And so Al B. Sure sent us cease and desist letter. So I wanted y'all to And this was sent to the book author, Todd Guzzi. But if you actually know about Todd Guzzi, he's not going to care about a cease and desist letter. He actually said in an interview that it's freedom of speech and that he felt like Jeff Bezos from Amazon would take his side on freedom of speech. And talking about, he owns the Washington Post and he was going to take my side. You know, that white privilege started kicking in and talking. So he was pretty much saying that nobody can do anything. It's freedom of speech and you know, blase. So he was not going to remove that book by himself, okay? Because people were already protesting. He said he didn't really care. And then also known as Chris Todd and Jamal Millwood, and Amazon for recklessly distributing a fabricated book without conducting even minimal investigation into its legitimacy or the background of its publisher. So that's who he sent it to. And as you can see, is nowhere does he say it was sent to Barnes & Noble. That's why I believe it was a concerted effort between all of us and I'll be sure, and also family protesting. That's why it's on not just Amazon, but it's on other platforms like Barnes & Noble. And I haven't checked other bookstores because we know that there's other stores like Google Play and things. I'll look into it, okay? Hold on. So let me get to the actual letter that was sent out. So, you know, he's calling for an investigation into Kim Porter's death. We know that already. He's still continuing with that, and I don't blame him. Yeah. But somebody like Diddy with a lot of money, I don't put anything past Diddy. Sorry, I don't. Okay, this is like a video, so I'm waiting to the part where, so he's also talking about his own health issues that he experienced. Okay, so this is a letter that was sent. The cease and desist was sent by email, demand regarding defamatory memoir and request for retraction and apology. Now, I don't think Todd Guzzi is going to apologize. He has a history of just being 10 toes down. If anything, he's probably emailing Amazon and emailing people and trying to push his weight around what weight he has. Okay, it says to whom it may concern. We are writing on behalf of our client, Albert Joseph Brown III, professionally known as Al B. Sure, regarding the defamatory memoir titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, authored under your pseudonym, Jamal T. Millwood, and distributed by Amazon. To that end, please see the attached letter, which outlines our formal demand for the immediate cease and desist of all sales and distribution of the memoir. For any questions, please contact Robert J. Hantman, and it gives his email addresses, okay? And then, hold on. Here's a letter right here. And it says, we represent Albert Joseph Brown III, professionally known as Al B. Sure, a prominent public figure in the music industry. Our client has been defamed by false and malicious statements published in the memoir of Mr. Brown's late wife, Kim Porter, titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, authored under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood. This book, authored by you, was published and recklessly distributed by Amazon without due diligence or investigation into its legitimacy. This reckless conduct has caused significant harm to our client, for which we demand compensatory and punitive damages. Specifically, the memoir falsely portrays Mr. Brown as engaging in fabricated sexual conduct, particularly with Sean Combs and the mother of his son, Quincy, by misrepresenting his personal life and fabricating serious false accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior. These defamatory claims have caused significant damage to Mr. Brown's reputation. Okay, I'm waiting for the page to turn. Okay. The sexual depictions in the memoir involving Mr. Brown, particularly in chapter 5, Sean Neal's, include fabricated and false implications of inappropriate sexual behavior in relationships, specifically with Sean Combs and the mother of Mr. Brown's son Quincy. These false implications are highly defamatory as they present a misleading and damaging narrative about Mr. Brown's personal life, severely impacting his reputation in both his professional and personal circles. Such egregious and baseless claims have further exacerbated the harm to Mr. Brown's standing within the industry and his social community. Courts have consistently recognized that fabricated statements, particularly those alleging serious personal misconduct, can cause severe damage to a person's reputation and career. Defamatory statements, when widely disseminated in public forums, are especially harmful as they spread rapidly and can result in long-lasting reputational harm. As you are aware, under California law, defamation is a defamatory statement is one that tends to harm the reputation of another so as to lower him or her in the estimation of the community. I say it's in so small print. It says, or to deter third persons from associating or dealing with him or her. And it gives a precedented case. It says also defamation involves the intentional publication of a statement of fact that is false, unprivileged, and has a natural tendency to injure or which causes special damage. And then it says, it gives another precedented case, and it says statements that expose a person to public contempt or ridicule and have a natural tendency to injure and are actionable. And it's saying that those are actionable if you commit those things. Although published works such as memoirs are generally considered protected forms of free speech, they do not shield false and harmful statements from being actionable as defamation. When such statements misrepresent facts and cause significant damage to an individual's reputation, they are not protected. Libel is defined as a false and unprivileged publication which exposes any person to hatred, contempt, ridicule, and it says the false implications of Mr. Brown engaging in sexual misconduct fit within this definition as they subject him to public contempt and harm. So pretty much he's saying, even though he does have free speech and sometimes memoirs are protected under that, it still does not mean you can lie on somebody and defame somebody. So you're still can be, sued for libel or written publication. So with that being said, you cannot defame somebody just because you have free speech. And that's what I was saying before. And also you can't scam people either. If you tell people that this is Kim Porter's words from her hard drive, and it's not, because you can't 100% verify the authenticity that it actually is her words, then you're lying, and that's misleading, and that's a scam. Because people are buying it thinking it's from her hard drive, and it's from your, I was just about to say something, but let me keep it a little cute. It's from your look. It's from your mouth, Chris. It's not from Kim Porter, okay? Okay, let's see here. And let's see where I was at. Additionally, public disclosure of private facts can be actionable if it will be offensive and objectionable to a reasonable person of ordinary sensibilities and is not of legitimate public concern. The fabricated sexual allegations and the invasion of Mr. Brown's private life by publishing false claims about his personal relationships not only invade his privacy, but also defames him, as these allegations are highly offensive and damaging. In this instant matter, the memoir falsely alleges that Mr. Brown engaged in sexual activity with Sean Combs and others which has directly harmed his reputation and standing in the community. The fabricated and offensive nature of these statements has led to significant personal and professional damage. The disclosure of such false and harmful information is highly objectionable and lacks any legitimate public interest, causing further harm to Mr. Brown's reputation. This clearly establishes the basis for defamation, as the statements have a natural tendency to injure his reputation. And then there's one more page. Hold on. Because that's what Chris Todd was arguing, that he had free speech. People always try to use free speech. Free speech does not give the right to defame. Moreover, your involvement in similar matters further underscores a troubling pattern of defamatory behavior as evidence, and they gave the case. Wait 1 second. And it gives the Miami New Times LLC case number. In that case, you are implicated in providing misleading information. You are implicated in providing misleading information that led to a defamatory publication in the Miami New Times, which falsely implied and stated that Mr. Elridge was involved in the O.J. Simpson murders. This case, which is set for trial in Miami and is being handled by a firm, highlights continue. Oh shit! Okay, I see now. Your continued participation in the dissemination of harmful, false information. Oh, crap! So basically, the same law firm has already authored him already for another case. So this adds another element, y'all. Another element. Wow, so they actually, I wonder if Albie Shore is the one that reached out to this same law firm, or that law firm contacted him and said, we'll represent you. So that could actually spook him, to be honest, if he realizes that the same law firm that's already suing him in one action could possibly sue him in another one. And he knows he has to take it seriously because this law firm has done it already and has opened one. Now, I actually need to look up this case. It says it's out of Florida, Miami-Dade County. An action already, an open action. Okay, it says the Eridge Court, and denying summary judgment, emphasize the serious harm caused by defamation by implication, where facts and omissions combine to create a misleading narrative and damaging implications. Your involvement in that case mirrors the present situation. I told you he has a pattern of behavior. This is not his first rodeo. It's not. And that's not the only case they're mentioning. The Miami one is two others. Okay, create a misleading narrative with damaging implications. Your involvement in that case mirrors the present situation, where your defamatory portrayal of Mr. Brown and Concorder through both false statements and harmful implications has caused significant reputational harm. Even more concerning in this current matter, you have publicly admitted uncertainty. So exactly, like, you mess yourself up by stating that you were not sure of the book's authenticity. And you also stated, Chris dumbass, you said that you felt like the sources, your alleged invisible Casper Ghost sources, that they were toying with you, but it's cool. Like, no, it's not cool. Like, if you don't trust your sources, don't put out a book. Yeah. And they don't exist anyway. He also said he was going to release artwork. Like, it was something. He said that Kim Porter put pictures in there and photos in the book. He was going to subsequently release those in later days, and still no releases. And if anything is released, it's probably deep fake, AI generated fake images. I will be looking at it to check the authenticity. And there are other people out there, I'm sure, that are advanced, and they can like look at it and tell what's fake and what's not. There's ways to detect artificially generated images. Okay, so let's see here. Altered content, should I say? And so yeah, he has admitted uncertainty to the authenticity of the book. It says uncertainty about the accuracy of certain elements in his memoir. During your interview with Rolling Stone, you openly stated that you could not guarantee the memoir's authenticity, admitting that sometimes you just have to put it out there. Oh, I told you that was stupid. This lack of diligence is and verifying the content has not gone unnoticed, and was recently highlighted on social media. The memoir continues to trend on Amazon, which only further amplifies the damage caused by this irresponsible and defamatory publication. We hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist from selling your book, provide a full accounting of all profits, and issue a public retraction of the defamatory statements concerning Al B. Sure and Kim Porter. Furthermore, you must publish an apology with the same prominence and distribution as the original publication. That means as loud as you lie, clarify and retract just as loud. This retraction and apology must be clear and unequivocal. And it says, and widely circulated to mitigate the significant harm already caused to Mr. Brown's reputation and that of Kim Porter. We also demand that you preserve all relevant documents and communications pertaining to this matter. This includes all drives, emails, and any other material related to the research, writing, editing, and publication of the false statements in this memoir. Now, you know good and well, you lied and you said that some invisible people gave you the hard drive saying it contained Kim Porter's work. In the court of law, you actually have to prove those people. They can't just be like, oh, my invisible sources. You actually have to name these people and prove what you're saying. And that's why they're saying you must maintain all relevant documents and communications pertaining to this matter. That means any communications with these alleged sources and all of this stuff. This includes all drives, so that drive, any emails talking about this matter, and any other material related to the research, writing, editing, and publication. Should you fail to comply with these demands within 10 days, we will have no alternative but to pursue all legal remedies available, including filing a lawsuit for defamation. In such an action, we will seek compensatory and punitive damages to address the significant harm that has been caused to Al B. Sure and his personal and professional reputation. And now, here's the thing. This was like 2 days ago, and he still kept it up. It wasn't removed until today. So please reach out to Robert J. Hammond by phone at blank or email at. We look forward to hearing back from you so that we can resolve this quickly and swiftly without the need for any litigation on our client's part. And then they have footnotes giving like just the reference sources to the material they're talking about and sources. Now that law firm is called, hold on one second. And they say Hammond. And right here, here's that law firm. It says, Al B. Sure sends cease and desist over alleged Kim Porter diary on Amazon. And then he also posts the letter here on his page. He shares the letter of Al B. Sure. This is a lawyer. Okay, so that's the law firm, okay, that's representing Al B. Sure in this matter about the book. Now the book is down, so I don't know how they will proceed now that the book is down. Will they continue or not? Because remember, they also want a retraction and an apology, and they want the apology to be just as loud as the error and the lies and defamation. So I don't think Todd Guzzi will actually apologize, though. Because if he apologizes, that's actually admitting to lying. So do y'all think he's gonna apologize? I don't. when you apologize for like something like this, that kind of admits that you're lying or there's some sort of information. It's admitting to some sort of guilt. Now, let's go ahead and go to the next thing on the list. I showed you my email already. I showed you that already. That's already been removed from Amazon. Wait, I didn't show it was removed from Amazon, but yeah, the link is no longer working for Amazon. And I did tell people to I'm keeping the petition up, because if the book goes back up for whatever reason, I still need to communicate with people. Anyways, on the book page, I did have the link for Amazon. So I'm going to click on it right here. And now, as you can see, this is a message you get on Amazon. It says, sorry, we could not find that page. So the book is down on Amazon. It's also down on Barnes & Noble. I have one more thing to share about Kim Porter. So this is from the Washington Post. It says alleged memoir from Diddy's ex-partner Kim Porter pulled from Amazon. The company says it was made aware of a dispute involving the book, which Porter's family has denounced as a fabrication. So that's why Amazon said they pulled it. They were made aware of a dispute involving the book, which Porter's family has denounced as fabrication. So what they actually said is actually in quotations. So what's in quotations is they were made aware of a dispute. A controversial book about Kim Porter and Sean Diddy Combs was removed from Amazon on Tuesday, days after Porter's family and friends decried claims from its independent publisher that it was a memoir based on Porter's diary. We were made aware of a dispute regarding the title and have notified the publisher, an Amazon spokesperson said in a statement. The book is not currently available for sale in our store. So as you can see, the publisher was notified. If you actually go back to my email, the same thing was stated to me, that they would notify the publisher and send this information to the publisher. Kim's lost words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, a 59-page book on Combs' longtime partner and mother of his 3 children, appeared on Amazon last month, but author Combs arrested and indictment in New York on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, and a Daily Mail story about the book. Kim's lost words quickly found an audience. It briefly topped Amazon's best-selling book list, according to the Associated Press. Todd Christopher Guzzi, who I already discussed and made a whole video on, including his previous RO filings and things like that, restraining order filings. Check out my main channel. It says the author, who goes by Chris Todd, and published it under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood, an ethnic sounding name, just to get money and to pretend like he was a minority or something, to gain the trust of African Americans, who he's obviously pandering to. Claims the book is drawn from a memoir diary. Porter said she wanted published before her death in 2018. The typo-written book. Why did y'all say that? They said the typo. They just showing shade. Let me tell y'all something right now. People are upset. People are, even like the news outlets are criticizing that book and critiquing that book. And I don't blame people like publishers and editors and things, because they are like, why was that book published and not sent to an editor first to edit the book to make sure that it's like good, right? And also, how can someone make like $1 million off garbage? Like, it wasn't even put together right or edited properly. He made all that. So that's like a slap in the face to other people that actually spend time on their writing and their craft. Just to have somebody like him throw out garbage just to get paid for it. Well, he actually was going to get paid. So people stopped being right. It said the typo-written booklet claimed to detail Porter's relationship with Combs from the violence she supposedly endured from Combs to salacious allegations about their sex life. Combs and Porter were together from the 1990s until 2007. And so there you go. From the 1990s to 2007, that would be more than 59 pages dealing with somebody like Combs, P. Diddy. That's Diddy. A lot of drama, a lot of stuff happens with him. Somebody's going to have more than 59 pages and poorly written, skipping pages. Like, not skipping pages, but like some chapters are on like a page and a half. So they would skip like half a page and then go to the next chapter. But many of the late model's family and friends have publicly disputed its legitimacy, including Albie Shore, Porter's former partner and father of her eldest son, who sent a cease and desist letter to the author. In July, Porter's friend Ebony Electra took to Instagram to condemn the book. There is no book. There never was. Several people continue to speak out about and spread blatant lies regarding this mystery manuscript as if it were true. People is not, she wrote. Kim would never do such a thing. I do believe that there are certain writings I think she probably noted. Yeah, but as far as that book, yeah, I don't see her writing that book, okay? So Ebony Electra, so she made this post about the book. Now it's getting out of hand. There is no book. There never was. Several people continue to speak about and spread blatant lies regarding this mystery manuscript as if it were true. People is not. Kim would never do such a thing. And that's the honest to God truth. God knows the truth, and so does she. As for me, I could not have another person call my phone or send me a text about this without clearing the air. Any negative feedback or comments on this post will receive no response except God bless you. The truth is the truth. Be blessed. So this is a friend of Kim Porter's, and she's saying that that's not her book. Now, I'll be sure saying that she does have actual book notes, but that's not the real one or anything that she wrote for real. Rest in peace to the beautiful, graceful, and beloved Kim Porter. I'm gonna say this as loud as I can. Kim Porter never drafted nor wrote a book, memoir, or manuscript. And quick lesson. Allegedly means when something is said to be true but has not been proved. Credible journalists use this word every day to maintain their integrity and value while reporting news. However, people will go to great lengths to achieve fame and notoriety, most times to the detriment of others. So please don't believe the lies when people say I have the manuscript or I'm reading from the manuscript. It's a blatant lie. There are two sides to every story, and those who believe only one side are foolish. Rest in peace to the beautiful, graceful, and beloved Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Now, I'll be sure he said that she did write some things. Now, I do believe that, she probably did write or note things, just like Cassie did, but I don't think that's it. I know that's not it. That's not what she would write. Yeah. She says, Kimberly Antoinette Porter was too cool and classy to write a tell-all book. Bottom line, she did not. However, the person who wrote this fake manuscript is big time delusional. Some will still choose to believe she wrote it, and we can't change that. What we can do is continue to protect her beautiful legacy as a great mother to her kids and remember her as the beautiful brown girl everyone admired at Lady KP. We truly miss you down here, and you are truly missed. You left an amazing impression on so many people while you were here. Job well done, sis. Oh, well, here come the comment. She says, this video makes me smile so hard, even through the tears. I will forever shine your light, sis. It's impossible to do anything other than that. So blessed that you will forever remain by my side. You are so missed, but these videos really make me smile, even through the tears. I was about to say, that's Rashida. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the TikToker, Mr. Prada, and updates on that. Okay, hold on. Now, I want to know what has Electra said about Diddy? But this is like a long time ago. It says, from one thing to another, Diddy gave Killer Mike his flowers Sunday evening, which is the way it should be amongst people considering the climate of America right now. At an intimate dinner with family and friends, if you see someone doing their thing, don't hate, congratulate. And continue to pile up those seeds for your beautiful harvest. It goes both ways. Happy 420, everybody. So she says, from one king. Now, here's one thing. I hate to be the one to say this. So if you're friends with Kim Porter, and there's a lot of people that were close to Kim Porter that are coming out and saying that they witnessed her being abused and seeing that she was being abused by Diddy. So how can you be her friend and not know? Or you still be like, oh, Diddy. Because I'm just saying. Because most people confide in their friend. They might not tell every time they are abused, but they will probably tell. Like, you'll probably notice something, or I don't know. I mean, there's a number of victims and people that are in their lawsuits. They kind of attested and said that she was being abused by Diddy. So I would expect her friend to definitely know about abuse within a relationship, to be around or see it, or other people saw it, so why not a friend wouldn't see it? Hold on. So this is just thinking, she says, thanking God for the memories, the laughs, the fallouts, the unbreakable bond. I think we proved that. So this is going back, talking about Kim Porter. I don't know. She says, the being there for each other, no one compares. Okay, let me go. Happy Valentine's Day to my main boo. Thanking God for the memories, the laughs, the fallouts, the unbreakable bond. I think we proved that. The conversations, while tending the Holy Ghost times in church, the numerous family times in Columbus, the vacations, the ratchet nights, the praying moments, the intimate moments, the iron sharpeneth inspiring moments, the beautiful growth of sisters, the being there for each other, no one compares, the years of family reunions and Thanksgivings together, the 3-hour phone conversations, the sharing of families, the Big Den, the grocery store runs in Columbus, and the list goes on. Valentine's Day is for lovers, so here's for you, shorty. Forever by my side, forever my angel. I miss you terribly, sis, and I know you miss me too. Yeah, so how are you so close to Kim Porter? And everybody else has witnessed abuse, but not you. Suspicious, okay? Yeah. So I don't know about it. To be honest, I don't really trust her about her whole opinion about it not being a book. Because, yeah, how can everybody else around Kim see abuse and then she's not actually saying anything about it? Or has she? I don't see anything so far. So anyways, I'll look into this more on my own time. There's even Don Richards. Don Richards made a lawsuit, and she mentioned the abuse. Bodyguards mentioned abuse of Kim Porter. So how can a friend not know anything about abuse? Or maybe she's not speaking on it. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to the next thing, okay? Which is the TikTok murder, okay? So Terryon Thomas is his real name. Mr. Prada on TikTok, the one that's been accused, of being the person that on the lot, that therapist, Nick, in Louisiana. He, has a warrant for his arrest, and the police actually have him. He was picked out in a line of suspects. Okay. Now we have an actual person that's actually friends with the victim, Nick, and he's pretty much saying that the allegations back in 2015 are false. Now, this is actually a continuation from my earlier live. The allegations is that in 2015, he had a client. He's a therapist, and he had a client that's an 11-year-old boy. And I guess 11-year-old boy told his grandmother that the therapist, Nick, had touched him on his private area, his private part, and things like that. The grandmother reported to police. There was a warrant put out for the therapist's arrest, and the therapist was subsequently arrested and held on bond. And then after that, there was nothing, no court updates, no anything. I didn't see any other updates. So I'm like, I don't know what happened. So now this is the victim's friend that has actually commented on a post. Now, before I actually show you, I want to actually show y'all that they are actually connected. Now, I don't know the full connection yet, as in some people say they're friends, but then they're friends and lovers. Like, why can't we be lovers and friends? So, okay, so there's a guy by the name of Michael Jumonville. So Michael Jumonville is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, exactly where, both Terryon, Mr. Prada is from, and where, Nick Abraham is from, the victim. So he's actually in the same area, okay? It says right here, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And then right here on this post from November 17, 2013, this shows history. He has known him at least until that 2013, so they have a past. So that means that he knew Nick Abraham at the time of that 2015 incident. And it says downtown enjoying the Nicholas Abraham trio on a chilly Thursday evening. So with that being said, on my main channel, I did actually show like that Nick Abraham was like a musician and he has an interest in music and does like musical performances in a band. So he says with Nick Abraham and Scott Metchie at Hotel Indigo, Baton Rouge downtown. So if you actually click on Nick Abraham, it takes you straight to the page of Guess Who, the victim that was found on the live due to blunt force trauma, Nick Abraham, aka Nicky, the same guy that was accused back in 2015 of groping that 11-year-old boy. Okay, so this is his page. This is the victim's page. And that was charged with molestation in 2015. He was arrested and bombed, but then there was no court dates or anything. Now his friend is gonna actually try to testify, or online that is, as to what happened with that old 2015 case, okay, and why I don't see any updates. So this is the actual victim. This is the therapist, okay, that's no longer here due to blunt force trauma. And a blunt force is when somebody hits you with an object. It's blunt force. It's not like a sharp object. It could be like a bat. It could be like a trophy. It could be a rock. Anything that's blunt force. If somebody does something with a sharp object like a knife, then it'll be considered like a stabbing because it's gonna slice you like a stab. It'll leave like a stab wound. And then a blunt force would be like a blunt. Okay. And then a blunt force can also be somebody's hands, because somebody balled their fist up and stuff like that. That could be also considered blunt force. If somebody would like pound you in the head with their hand and beat you, that could also be blunt force. So look at this guy, his stature, his size and things. Now, I wonder how this all happened. Again, Mr. Prada has been accused of this, but he has not been charged of it as of yet. I have the warrant, and I can show you what's on the charge. And we still don't know why he has done this, if he has done it, because just because he's the one seen with the car, it doesn't mean that he's the actual suspect in the actual murder. There are sometimes people are unalived and harmed, and then somebody else sees an abandoned car and they steal the car and they have no idea why it's abandoned, and it turns out they actually stole the car of a victim, a murder victim. However, I don't believe that's the case. I'm sorry, but the way that guy was acting on his social media before this all happened, I don't know. He seemed like he would snap, or he was somebody that had issues or was dealing with something. So that's the victim. So let's go back here. Okay, so we have this guy, Michael Jumonville. And he's clearly friends with Nick Abraham, and I'm not going to try to imply or insinuate it's more. And then it's 2014, again, enjoying the evening with the one and only Nicholas Abraham, and then he tags him again. And 2014, tagging him. Well, I can no longer say that I've never been insulted for being gay by a Catholic organization. So there he goes. He was actually, Michael is saying that he's gay, okay? Now remember that the victim is been accused of, groping a minor boy, 11-year-old boy back in 2015. Okay, and we're gonna get into that in just a second. So let me ask you some of these comments. Nick Abraham says, I've been struggling with remaining Catholic for quite some time, Michael. I admire you for your determination. I'm just so fed up with it all. And it says, I don't know how you live with the dogma on sexual theology. The church is not what Jesus died for. He gave his life for people like us, and yet we are not welcome at the table. What do y'all think about that statement? For people like us, we are not welcome at the table. So, and could he be saying also that he is also in the community? Because this was his response. Says the thing is, this was Michael Jumanville says the thing is, I've never been made to feel that way by a Catholic organization before, much less by my church. I realized it was the spoken opinion by a single Yahoo. Even the other nights, their afterwards stated that it was only his opinion and not theirs. I won't let one dimwit ruin my faith. And then Michael also says, at the end of the day, theology in the Bible as a whole was not handwritten by God. And then Nick Abraham says, so why does a handful of men decide what is and what isn't? It's such an image of drinking the Kool-Aid. And at 60, I'm ready to drink vodka. Hold on one second. So now I want to get into so now that, you know, his friend has been unalived, his friend, you know, Mr. Jumanville is actually defending Abraham, his friend. Okay, obviously they are long-term friends, and he's going to defend his friend. Okay, even against those allegations, okay, of child molestation. So hold on. But now I'm going to bring you to this post. So let me actually give some shout outs and then I get to this post. Happy 23-month anniversary to Tribal. I appreciate you for being a member over here for 23 months, almost 2 years. Jazz on the yes. I appreciate the support. So let's please double tap the screen to like the video. We appreciate you joining us for this late night live. Yes, we appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, smash that like, or double tap, should I say. Shout out to Marsha says, Dani working overtime this AM. Yes, I am. Because I'm trying to catch up on this because I won't be going live unless I go on my Dani Montana on Wednesday. So anyways, Dani working overtime this AM. Yes, and yes, I appreciate the fan funding. Again, shout out to Marsha. I appreciate the fan funding. And also shout out to Aries One. Yes, thank you as well. Says Dani, thank you. Thank you. Aries One. So I appreciate the love and dropping that rose. Thank you, I appreciate it. And also to Marsha for dropping that rose, sending some virtual roses right back at y'all. And everybody else, remember, support my channel for free just by what? Hitting that like button. Hit that like. So let's go to this post so we can make sure we wrap things up. Okay, the TikTok personality sought in connection to Baton Rouge therapist death. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch part 1. I will actually share the video for part 1 on my main channel, okay, when I cover this. So the TikTok personality sought in connection to Baton Rouge therapist death. And then let's go to the comments. That's where things be happening sometimes. So a commenter put, you know, this kid is 20. I remember seeing a story of an 11-year-old boy who claimed his therapist touched him in 2015. Then those allegations supposedly proved false. That kid today will be 20 years old. Wonder if there is a connection here. And wonder if it's a connection because, listen, Terryon Thomas is actually 20 years old, and back then, 2015, he would have been 11 years old. So that's why people were saying before this was even posted that it's possibly that maybe he's that 11-year-old boy that has, you know, sought revenge. Now that was speculation, but let's continue on. Look at these posts. Somebody responded, Sally, I thought read former priest. That's exactly where my brain went. And then Sally, so did mine. Yeah, a lot of people hear the Catholic priest thing, and that sucks because a lot of times, you know, some people might not be doing that sort of thing. However, the Catholic priest thing has been like tainted now when people hear that and think of young boys. It says Christopher Bigner was wondering the same thing. I have not heard of either of these people going down since I've been reading about it this week. So I'm going to the point. My point is Michael Jumonville is on these posts. I would say Jumonville because it sounds like Joe. Jumonville is on these posts windmilling for his friend Nick Abrams, the victim. Nick Abraham, the victim. It says, Chris Bigner, you are correct, and it's absolutely proves false. So he's saying that's false. Of course, listen. I will say that there is no ongoing case. I don't know why it wasn't a case. Usually it's when somebody does not prosecute or does not show up. And the prosecutors need sometimes the victims to prosecute or carry on with the case and make sure there's a follow-up for the, if somebody's going to continue to press the charges and cooperate with the prosecution so they can actually, carry out justice. So it says you are correct and it absolutely proves false. And then somebody put, Joelle put, yeah, while she was glorifying him, I was thinking the same thing. Did he hurt someone and it's revenge? Then I read the words, former priest, the truth will come out. So a lot of people on here are speculating, well, former priest, most likely he probably did do something to the young boy. Okay, so somebody put, sounds like a pedophile got what was coming. So that's a lot of people's mindset right now, considering that past 2015 allegation. And it says Terryon Ismail Thomas of Newellton, Louisiana. That's the suspect, and that's his name. So my thing is this. Is this the same kid who filed those allegations? And if it is, then we can clearly see where all of this stems from. So people are like, well, he would have been 11 back in 2015. So is this the same kid? And then it says TikTok might be one of many of their personalities. And it says, so let me go back down, okay, to the Michael Jumonville. So this is the Nick Abrams friend, Michael Jumonville. This is what he had to say. Respectfully, to clarify, it was proven that those allegations did not occur. Now, of course, people are not going to take his word because he's the friend of the victim who was actually accused of these allegations. So we expect him to windmill for him, even if, and it says, it was proven that those allegations did not occur. Not only did he and his grandmother, the actual accuser, but he's saying that it wasn't really the kid that actually was accusing, it was actually the grandmother. The actual accuser not bothered to show up at the court proceedings. There was absolutely zero evidence to show that anything has occurred. Now, what evidence would they actually have for groping of or in touching somebody's privates? Besides, I guess if they did DNA or something. Okay, it was 100% dropped. This is all public record. Now our close friend is dead by his hand. So he's saying that he believes that, that it is in fact, Mr. Prada is the 11-year-old boy back in 2015 that was, claiming to be molested with him and his grandmother. So again, the police are the ones that have to investigate and to say who it is. Now, I granted there has been an arrest of him, but he has not officially been charged with the murder yet. But he did have the deceased man's, the victim's vehicle. So why would he have his vehicle and other things he was doing that was suspicious? And also to run away on foot. But people can say he was running away because he had a stolen car. But why would he have that car? And if he is the actual 11-year-old. But anyways, that being said, Michael Jumonville, the victim's friend, is saying that it is in fact the same boy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, guess what? Here's the thing. Michael Jumonville has been friends with the victim for a long time, as I have established. Look at the page. I showed y'all a post from 2013. So he was around at the time of 2015 when this happened. And I'm sure his friend, Nick Abraham, told him the victim's family name and information. well, and the conversations are discussions. Like Terryon, I gave that, so he could possibly know, like, hey, this is the same kid because I know that name and this is the person. And also he could have friendships with the victim's family as well, and they could be saying, yeah, that is the same person. So who would know? Most likely Michael Jaminville. However, we still have to wait for the police to officially charge him before we can say, you did it. We have to wait for the police to charge. But I will say that one person should know who the victim was back in 2015. It definitely has to be Michael Jaminville, the longtime friend, and tell him what else of Nick Abraham. It says, now our close friend is dead by his hand. Whose hand? So I guess it's Mr. Prada, aka his real name is Terryon Thomas. It says, again, respectfully, please no facts before coming to conclusions. Nick Abraham was a hell of a guy. People that don't even know the situation have basically condemned him to death. And hell, when they know nothing, he was not a pedophile. He was not a groomer. He was a well-respected therapist, and not to mention hugely humble and a phenomenal human being. And now he's dead by the hand of some clown that most of you seem to idolize. Now, listen here. People that seem to be well-respected, nice, caring, decent, upstanding, philanthropist. Look at Diddy. He had the keys to New York City. Nobody cares about all the accolades and the public perception, persona, and the facades and all that other stuff. People can have the nicest public image, but then behind the scenes they could be the worst, heinous, vile, disgusting serial killer known to man. Okay, every serial killer is almost somebody's that says, "Oh, I can't believe that they would do such a thing. They were so nice. They were so this. They were so that." Now, occasionally they'll have some people say, "Oh, now that is a stench coming from that apartment. It seems like a horrible smell." And I guess nobody thought about reporting the horrible smell coming from the man's house. Okay. So, with that being said, that's not giving us anything. Everybody always says the monster was nice. I'm not trying to lie, but people always say the monster was nice and a great neighbor and the bestest friend. And I can't believe they did such a thing. That's the whole point. They put on a fake persona. Okay, a psychopath, sociopath. Some people always pretend to be something they're not. That's how they're easy. A lot of times those people are charismatic and charming people. That's how they actually get victims sometimes, because they're so charming and able to fool people. Okay, anyway, shout out to hold on. Shout out to Tiara for getting memberships. I appreciate you for getting memberships. And you're getting the membership, please say thank you to Tiara for getting memberships. And also, please put some hearts in the chat and show love to Tiara for getting those memberships. Yas on Yas and everybody else. Remember, support my channel for free. Just by what? Hitting that like button. So let's see some responses. Somebody who says, I didn't read in your comment how it was proven to be false. If the victim did not show up to court, that doesn't mean he or she made a false claim. Actually, that is common practice in such cases such as this one. Bingo. Just because a victim does not show up to court, it doesn't mean that they are, that you're innocent. Sometimes people are afraid to pursue, or maybe they think that they didn't think that it would take this much work. Like they think they can report it to police and then the police will handle it from there, and not understanding they have to show up to court, answer a bunch of questions, and go through the whole trial and court process. And some people just don't do it, and then some people just feel intimidated out of fear, or something happens to where they don't actually continue prosecuting the case. So Michael Jaminville steps in and says, it wasn't just that they didn't show up to court that I'm basing this on. Nick was fully investigated, office visits, records, the kid's pediatrician, etc., etc. His home was searched. They peered into his life for years back, and there was absolutely nothing. So he's saying it was a full investigation. So what do y'all think about that? He's saying Michael Johnville, long-term friend of the victim, is saying that in fact that is Mr. Prada is the same 11-year-old from back then, from that 2015 incident. So let me go ahead and read the warrant, and then that's going to be concluding this live. And I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Mainly people are wondering why, okay, so if he is that 11-year-old kid that was groped, has he been living with this all his life? Because most, victims of this type of abuse will live with it and be traumatized about it, think about it all the time. And if that person is still around and if they still are alive, then sometimes they might, who knows what was going on. But I'm sure it will all come out during interrogation, investigation, as to what happened, if he is in fact that kid, as the long-term friend of the victim has said that he is. Let's take a look at this video. So this is a video that Mr. Prada made on TikTok. So on this video right here, I don't know if y'all can hear it. Person one of you can hear the sound. It says practicing for my mug shot, because this might be the year someone gonna meet God if they piss me off too much. So he actually said, Mr. Prada, Terryon Thomas, practicing for my mug shot, because this might be the year someone gonna meet God if they piss me off too much. So he already had homicidal thoughts. All right, this could have been, people could say, oh, it's just a prank, it's just a joke, it's just a TikTok, it does nothing serious. Well, I can't say this did not age well. This did not age well. In my opinion, I don't believe anything that the person said fully until I hear stuff from the police myself. What I found interesting is that he's saying that this Mr. Prada is the same 11-year-old kid. So if that is true, that brings a whole new element. This is like a freaking, I hate to say it because it's like a serious issue, but like a movie where something happens to somebody when they're a child and then they seek revenge on the abuser when they're older, especially if they feel like they got away with it and they got away with it and they got away with it. And in fact, a lot of people, if this is true, that he is that 11-year-old, a lot of people are not going to feel sorry for the victim. And they're also going to be kind of like feeling sorry for the suspect, and they're going to feel like he finally got his justice and his revenge for that abuse. The people are going to. So again, I'm curious to know how this is going to turn out. And I will say that, in this kind of situation, if he is that 11-year-old, a lot of people are not going to feel sorry for the victim. They're actually going to be feeling like, Mr. Prada got his revenge. And it's because some people do believe when there's pedophilia and pedophile or that kind of stuff going on, that, some people just don't care about the victim in those cases. Even if they go to prison, sometimes prisoners will attack people with those charges. Now, some people can say, well, he's innocent, that man is innocent, charges were dropped and it wasn't pursued. Again, I didn't see any prosecution of that case. I just saw that he was bonded out of jail and then nothing else after that, because I looked up the case. However, that still doesn't mean that he's innocent. So I don't know, y'all. What I will say is I will be following this case, because I am curious to see now what happened on this. What happened? Like, what happened? Number one, was he still he said that he changed his therapist back then. So I'm confused if it's the same person, how they actually link back up. So I'm actually curious to see if it's the same person or not from 2015. If it is, how do they meet back up or link up? Yeah. Hold on.
Almost there. Closer, every day, and I'm almost there.
So that's that video did not age well based on what is in the text. Now I do foresee that I think that some people will reach out to that Michael Johnville, and most likely people probably interview him on his friend Nick Abraham. Oh, I forgot I gotta go with Wendy Williams. So I got Wendy Williams stuff. Oh yeah, and that one Jack video. Child, I've been having too much on my docket or lineup. I'm take that off. Okay, so let's read this article right here. And this is actually the warrant for his arrest. So there was a warrant put out for his arrest, and he was arrested. So I'm going to read those charges off to you for that TikToker, okay? It says, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge police have issued an arrest warrant for TikTok personality wanted in the case of slain Baton Rouge mental health therapist Dr. Nick Abraham. The arrest warrant for Terryon Thomas, 20 of Newellton, Louisiana, says he was wanted on charges of aggravated criminal damage to property, resisting an officer, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Police said Thomas is a popular TikTok personality known as Mr. Prada. The warrant did not include any charges related to Abraham's death. So again, he has not been officially charged as of my live right now. I have to look at it because things could always change any second. I could say he has not been charged with the murder right now, and then a second later, it could be charged. So as of now, I'm saying there's not, as of the time I started my live. The warrant did not include any charges related to Abraham's death. All of the charges were related to Thomas allegedly crashing the doctor's stolen vehicle in Baton Rouge Monday afternoon as police tried to stop him along Sherwood Forest Boulevard. So his charges are about the stolen vehicle and crashing the doctor's car. Now, obviously, why would you have a deceased victim's car? Why? And then you would run away. So, and then allegedly, you're the same kid from 2015, according to the victim's friend. So now that makes it even more suspicious. Police said the person inside that vehicle got out and ran off and was not apprehended. However, an officer later picked Thomas from a photo lineup, the warrant states. So he was apprehended and arrested, and then he was picked out from a lineup from the officer. Now, another thing people need to think about is, why was the child in therapy in the first place? So why was he in therapy at 11? So obviously there was already some issues that were happening around that age. And here's the thing. Some people actually get into those positions like a therapist or other types of positions when they're dealing with vulnerable people so they can take advantage of their vulnerability. Number one, you'll have a child that makes a child vulnerable because they're dependent and they're minor. And number two, that child has some sort of mental health issue as to why they need therapy. So now they have another vulnerability, mental health, and then also they're minor. Okay, and then don't forget, I hate to say this, but race always comes into the factor in some occasions, because some people feel like they can get away with certain crimes if they're committed on a certain race, because they'll feel like the other race won't be believed because of them. Now, who would you believe? A white man over a black child? Yeah, you probably believe the white male, like maybe he didn't do anything, and the child is a liar. So anyways, with that being said, there's different things that can fall into this whole thing. And yeah, the grooming. So with that being said, this is like a thing right here. There's allegations made, and now there's unaliving. So we'll see how this all plays out. So here's the actual warrant. It says the 19th Judicial District Court, Parish of East Baton Rouge, State of Louisiana, affidavit. Oh, I don't actually have it showing. Oh, let me put it back up. Okay, so it says, this is the affidavit for arrest warrant. It says State of Louisiana versus Terryon Ishmael Thomas, Black African American male. Date of birth gives February 2004. It gives address of Newellton, Louisiana. Gives driver's license, and it says he is 6'1", 150 pounds. Yes, he is 6'1", 150. Slim male. Eye color brown, hair color black. And it says, I blank with the Baton Rouge Police Department certified under oath based on the information outlined below that there is probable cause to believe Terryon Ishmael Thomas on or about the date of 9/30/2024 did commit aggravated criminal damage to property, resisting an officer, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. So again, none of those charges are saying that he unalived anyone. However, come on now, he had a deceased victim's vehicle, so suspicious. But then this state and parish and it gives address, and it says for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It says in East Baton Rouge Parish, in the jurisdiction of the 19th Judicial District Court, contrary to the form of the state statutes of the statute of. It says, contrary to the form of the statutes of the state of Louisiana, in such case made it provided, and against the peace and dignity of the same, and that the following did occur. And it says, to wit, on September 30th, 2024, at approximately 12:20 hours, a Baton Rouge uniformed patrol officer conducted a traffic stop in the 4300 block of North Sherwood Forest Boulevard. Upon the officer giving commands to the driver to exit, he did not comply. The driver backed into the officer's marked BRPD unit and fled the scene. This incident is located within the city limits of Baton Rouge, the parish of East Baton Rouge, and the state of Louisiana. Detectives with the Major Assaults Division were assigned this case for a follow-up investigation. Upon interviewing the officer/victim, he reported that he received notifications from a license plate reader that a stolen vehicle was in the area on North Sherwood Forest Boulevard. The officer reported that the LPR described the stolen vehicle as a black Lincoln MKZ vehicle bearing Louisiana license plate, gave the license plate. The officer stated, hold on. I don't know why it jumped. Okay, a new tab opened, an ad popped up on my end. It says the officer stated that he observed a stolen vehicle traveling southbound in the 4300 block of North Sherwood Forest Boulevard, and he initiated a traffic stop by activating the lights and sirens on his marked BRPD unit. The officer stated that the vehicle's driver complied and pulled into the parking lot of 4324 South Sherwood Forest Boulevard. The officer stated that once the vehicle stopped, he exited his marked BRPD unit and gave the driver commands to exit his vehicle. The officer stated that the driver did not comply with the command to exit the vehicle. The officer reported that he went to the rear of his unit to prepare for a tactical approach. While doing so, the driver of the stolen vehicle intentionally backed into his unit as it was parked behind it. Oh, wait a minute. So he said that Terryon intentionally backed into his unit as it was parked behind it, damaging the front of the unit. So that's not great right there, right? Because now it shows like, wow, so you intentionally tried to back into the car of a police officer. The driver would then put the vehicle and drive between the pathway of two buildings. The officer entered his unit and began searching for the vehicle, but he only located the vehicle unoccupied. During the course of the investigation, the driver of the vehicle was later identified as the defendant, Terryon Thomas. The officer was presented with a 6-person lineup containing a photo of the defendant. The officer positively identified the defendant as the person driving a stolen vehicle who struck his marked unit as he stood behind it and who resisted an arrest. Upon review of the officer's body-worn camera and in-car camera, the footage coincided with his statement. So yeah, there it goes. They had also body cam and dash cam. It says probable cause and grounds for belief are based on the officer's identification of the defendant, the officer's body-worn camera footage, the officer's in-car camera footage, and police observation. I hereby certify under oath the information contained herein to be true and correct to the best of my knowledge under penalties of perjury. And that's signed off. Okay, so he was not identified in a lineup, like an in-person lineup. He was identified in a picture lineup. So he has a warrant, but I'm not showing that he was actually arrested yet. It's just showing that he was identified in a photo lineup. Some people were thinking like it was actually a lineup in person, but it's actually just a photo he was showed. So now the full warrant is just saying that he was identified in a photo lineup. They didn't actually have him in person. So I'm guessing he's still at large. I don't see any update besides that there's an identified person and a warrant for his arrest. Hold on. Yeah, because once he's arrested, there'll actually be a mugshot as well. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next topic.
To know where Oprah was on 9/11. And see, I saw Diddy do all the crimes, but I'm not an accomplice because I didn't help. And I also bet you never saw the pictures of Beyonce eating those babies like popcorn at the zoo. They had no reason being together. She was a pig and he was a frog. What the fuck was that about? Everybody wants to call her a pit bull, but she's not. Jada Pinkett Smith is a dachshund. But you're gonna sit there right now and tell me that the Wayans brothers did not write the Harry Potter films. And they don't want you to know this. But that's why you've never seen Jimi Hendrix and Missy Elliott in the same room. Busta Rhymes gave birth to Sierra's baby. And yes, I said that right. I just want to know where Oprah was on 9/11.
So right here it says every clip of Jaguar Wright and I've seen on my FYP lately. So yeah, this is person just making fun of Jag, okay?
And see, I saw Diddy do all the crimes, but I'm not an accomplice because I didn't help. And I also bet you never saw the pictures of Beyonce eating those babies like popcorn at the zoo. They had no reason being together. She was a pig and he was a frog. What the fuck was that about?
This is a TikTok about the name of Trev the Witch. He's imitating Jacqueline Wright.
Everybody wants to call her a pit bull, but she's not. Jada Pinkett Smith is a dachshund. But you're gonna sit there right now and tell me that the Wayans brothers did not write the Harry Potter films. And they don't want you to know this. But that's why you've never seen Jimi Hendrix and Missy Elliott in the same room. Busta Rhymes gave birth to Sierra's baby. And yes, I said that right.
Hold on. So you might can see this better. Hold on.
His baby. And yes, I said that right. I just want to know where Oprah was on 9/11.
This is a man, not a woman.
And see, I saw Diddy do all the crimes, but I'm not an accomplice because I didn't help. And I also bet you never saw the pictures of Beyonce eating those babies like popcorn at the zoo. They had no reason being together. She was a pig and he was a frog. What the fuck was that about? Everybody wants to call her a pit bull, but she's not. Jada Pinkett Smith is a dachshund. But you're gonna sit there right now and tell me that the Wayans brothers did not write the Harry Potter films. And they don't want you to know this. But that's why you've never seen Jimi Hendrix and Missy Elliott in the same room. Busta Rhymes gave birth to Sierra's baby. And yes, I said that right. I just want to know where Oprah was.
Yeah, Dad does say that. Oh, I just want to know where Oprah was.
On 9/11. And see, I saw Diddy do all the crimes, but I'm not an accomplice because I didn't help. And I also bet you never saw the pictures of Beyonce eating those babies like popcorn at the zoo.
And she does have like a lot of animosity and hate and vitriol towards Beyonce.
They had no reason being together. She was a pig and he was a frog. What the fuck was that about? Everybody wants to call her a pit bull, but she's not. Jada Pinkett Smith is a dachshund. But you're gonna sit there right now and tell me that the Wayans brothers did not write the Harry Potter films. And they don't want you to know this. But that's why you've never seen Jimi Hendrix and Missy Elliott in the same room.
Yeah, that's Jag all the way. So somebody send me that clip. So shout out to the adventure that sent me that. So let's move on to the next thing. Yeah, you know what? There's different people imitating Jag for her lying ass. Okay. And so we have Wendy Williams. What else? Let's see here. I think that's it. After Wendy Williams, I think that's gonna be the last thing. Okay, I went over the Kim Porter book, Todd Guzzi, the TikToker updates. And the victim's friend, I went over his statement. And so I think the last thing is Wendy Williams. Oh my gosh, I'm done. Okay, from now on, I cannot put this much stuff on my lineup. Okay, too many topics. Okay, so, and the topics are like extended topics. Okay, so let's go to Wendy Williams. And then that's the finale. Okay, so Wendy Williams breaks silence on Diddy's sex trafficking investigation years after she was criticized for speaking out against the disgraced rapper. Oh yeah, I will say this. I hope that book stays down of Kim Porter's book because he won't be able to get that $1 million check come November. And I know he's gonna be like, shit, I want that money. I want that reward money. I deserve that reward money. I deserve that book money. I'm Cleo. My money. He ain't gonna be able to collect that paycheck. I know he was salivating, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna buy with that money? You know, he's probably writing all sorts of lists, like, you know how you about to win the lotto? Like, oh my God, I just threw together a raggedy book. I didn't have to edit the book. I didn't have to do nothing with the book. I wanted to buy I'm buying me a Bentley. I'm buying me this. I'm buying me that. I ain't gonna lie. I would have me a whole list if I had $1 million coming November. I'm gonna be $1 million. I'm gonna be a millionaire in November, and I didn't have to put no work or effort into it. Child, if he got that email again, now don't forget that last time he fought and tried to argue. So we'll see what's gonna happen this time. But that law firm ain't playing with him either. Anyways, poor Todd. That's what your ass get, trying to exploit Kim Porter's death. And now you saw money flash before your eyes, and now you saw it flash out. Oh shit! That teacher tried to exploit a black woman that passed away, trying to pretend like that's her words. That's your words. That's what you get. The truth will come to the light. Okay, and that, yeah, your wickedness will not always conquer. So, Wendy Williams breaks silence on Diddy's sex trafficking investigation years after she was criticized for speaking out against the disgraced rapper. This is from the Daily Mail, okay? Wendy Williams has spoken out on the wake of Sean Diddy Combs' arrest, claiming it was about time. How you doing? It's about time. The disgraced rapper was investigated. Heralded for decades as rap royalty, Combs is currently awaiting trial at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center in New York City on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Williams, 60, had always been openly critical of the disgraced music mogul, 54, throughout her career, so was unsurprisingly relieved to learn that he is being investigated. What is really weird is that I have been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it. She told dailymail.com exclusively, including some people from my family who have said the same. The popular TV host who said she was doing good in the wake of her aphasia diagnosis and health concerns said she was horrified at the video of Combs abusing his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel lobby. Aphasia, I can't pronounce. It says Wendy Williams has spoken out in the wake of Sean Diddy Combs' arrest, claiming it was about time the disgraced rapper was investigated. And it says, you know how I feel about that. It is about time, she said, to see this video on TV of Cassie getting pummeled. It was just horrific. So she said that see the video of Cassie being pummeled, it was horrific. But now you have to think, how many more times? How many people? How many more women? It's just so horrible. Yeah, come on now. We all know that if he was acting like that at the hotel, kicking her, dragging her, savagely beating her, throwing a vape to her, and things like that. Some say face, some say balls at her. Then think about it. He has done this a bunch of other times as well. And yeah, even how she was responding, how Cassie was just like, you know, like a doll, like he was dragging and throwing around. You could tell that wasn't her first rodeo, because people have to pay attention to one thing. Cassie was not screaming and yelling and hollering and yelling for help. She actually was just taking it. And that sometimes happens to somebody that has been beaten a lot. They learn how to hold it in and hold in and not to scream, not to yell, not to do this and that. But sometimes they realize that the abuser will get worse and try to shut them up if they make noises. And also they try to hide the abuse themselves. So I won't scream, I won't be loud, because I don't want to cause a commotion and other people, you know, hear it. So then you learn to try to hide the abuse with the perpetrator. So let's see. So Wendy said, how many other people have he done that to, and how many times has he done that to Cassie as well? The Wendy Williams show aired its final episode in June 2022 after 13 years without Williams herself making an appearance. She previously withdrew from the show in 2021 and embarked on what was initially supposed to be a temporary leave of absence to cope with health issues. Some fans have since claimed that had Williams still been on air, she would have highlighted the fact she had warrant of his alleged behavior for years. Now, I did cover a little bit of Wendy Williams on my main channel. One fan wrote, I truly miss Auntie Wendy Williams on days like today. No one did hot topics like she did. No one. I could almost hear her going off from Puffy, Diddy, and telling us she told us so. I told you so. How you doing? How you doing? Because she's always known and she tried to tell us many times. I hope she's doing better. Don't forget that Wendy Williams told us exactly who Sean Combs was back in 1998, 26 years ago. Read another comment. Over the weekend, an awkward interview with Diddy from a 2017 appearance on the Wendy Williams show was resurfaced. Now, I wouldn't just say over the weekend. It has been resurfaced since a lot of this stuff has been coming out. The clip showed the controversial rapper talking to Wendy Williams about her son, Kevin Hunt Jr., who was 16 at the time. And let me tell you something. As the mother of a now 16-year-old, Williams said before Diddy interrupted, who I met backstage, he's a great young man. Williams swiftly thanked him for the compliment before appearing to space out and stutter her words as Diddy stared at her. Commenters quickly flocked to the old clip and noted how cagey Williams was when Diddy mentioned her son, now 24. Another said, the way that she hesitated, you know that she knew about him. The way she wanted to say, you stay away from my son, another added. One second. Combs pleaded not guilty to all three charges and was denied bail as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. The music mogul has been accused him of presiding over a sordid empire of sexual crimes, inducing females and male sex workers into drugged up, sometimes day-long sexual performances dubbed freak-offs. The indictment against him also alleged that he coerced and abused women for years while using blackmail and shocking acts of violence to keep his victims in line. So they talk about the Cassie video. So that's pretty much it for Wendy Williams. So it goes over Agnapilo and how, he's saying that Combs plans to fight this case, not just for himself, but for others in similar positions, who are also facing government persecution. Speaking of which, I need to check on Mayor Eric Adams to see what's happening with him, right? Because he was indicted. His attorney also said that Combs has his family on his mind and wants to prove to them that he is the same man they've always known. Combs has been a major figure in the hip-hop industry for the past 3 decades, having served as a producer for artists such as Usher and the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate y'all for being here this late night. And I will see y'all in the next live. Bye. Make sure if you're on the replay, supporting the channel for free just by hitting that like button. Jad wants people to say that about her. Yeah, she wishes she had the same, level of popularity as Wendy Williams. And she's also jealous of Tasha K. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go over Wendy Williams' old videos. I did go over one video recently, but I need to go over some more videos of her as well. Yeah, Jack's still suffering people. She's like a combination and mixture of people. It's a shame, but yeah. All right, yeah, I gotta go to bed. I've already done like 2 lives today and long lives at that. So anyways, y'all have a great night and I'll see y'all in the next live. Bye.
I gotta go. I gotta go. Don't ask me why. I gotta go. I should've left a long time ago. I don't even know how I got here, but I gotta go. Things have to change. I can't stay this way anymore. Change is a good thing for me. I'm tired of the same old thing. So I'm trying something new, exploring something new. I'm not afraid of starting over today. It's a new day, a new me is coming. You'll see, I see it, I believe it's gonna do it. You'll see. I gotta go. I gotta go. Don't ask me why. I gotta go. I should've left a long time ago. I don't even know how I got here, but I gotta go. I want more than this. I want more than this. I deserve whatever I want. My heart's desire.